Also, Heating and Air Coach's Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's on 101.9, 100.5, 1450, WGNSSports.com and BigGTV.
The Coaches Show is brought to you by JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates, jewelry, letter jackets, yearbooks, graduation products, and more online at jhacompany.com. Danny Brewer back on the Coaches Corner. Hey, you know, I'm doggone finer than a frog here right now because I got Matt Kriesky here with me, victorious coach of the Blackman Blaze. Coach, how are you this morning?
Doing good this morning. Appreciate y'all having me on. Good game last night. You know, always getting that first win, first game of the year is huge, especially momentum going into the season. I thought the kids played well. We did not start out well. Second play of the game, I think it was a 77-yard touchdown run. Then we get the ball. I think it was 2 bad snaps. I think it was 4th and 15, so we punted back to them. So we did not start out well. But I mean, what was funny about that, my pregame speech was about being resilient. You know, overcoming adversity, how you going to handle things when things go bad. I said in a 4-quarter high school football game that you're not going to have 100-plus plays that are going to be perfect. So when things go bad, how are we going to handle it? We did not handle it well the previous week with our scrimmage against Brentwood. So that was one thing that we focused on this week in practice and challenged the kids. We had 2 unsportsmanlike penalties against Brentwood. We did not have any last night. So, you know, to the first game, I thought we played well. At the very end, whenever we were just trying to run the clock out, we did get quite a few holding penalties. But you know, that's it, is what it is. But overall, really impressed with the guys, how once we settled in and calmed down and played, we did well. But Clark's was a really good football team. I was really impressed with them, their physicality, how they, you know, they ran the ball well. Defensively, they flew to the football. So it was a real challenge for us, and I was good to see us to really pull away in the second half.
Week 1, when the lights come on, you're kind of, even though you scrimmage, even though you work the summer, you still don't know what's going to happen when the lights come on for week 1.
Yeah, because, you know, in your scrimmage, it's really, the pressure's really not there. You know, it's not the game atmosphere. It's not. You try to simulate it as best as possible, but it's not. And so, you know, when they're going through all the pregame, everything, getting on a bus, 2-hour bus ride to Clarksville, I was really worried about that. We haven't done that since I've been here at Blackman. So I was really concerned about that because kids are not used to that. You know, usually we're traveling 10 or 15 minutes down the road, if that. So throw in all those factors, first game, you know, I thought we did well. We got a good group of kids, both sides of the ball, even special teams. You know, Javion did a really good job calming down the offense. Got to give a shout out to Kennedy Jackson, our center. Did not start off well, but he overcome some of his mistakes and really kept it together and was able to keep the offensive line together and get the job done. So I was impressed with him. Defensively, senior linebacker Jarrison Daniel, man, caused a huge fumble. That young man has been one of our program guys, have done everything we've ever asked him to do. He's done it. He's been right there. He's a heck of a high school football player, and see him make a huge play last night was really exciting. We're really proud of him and things he's done. Trey Thornton had a huge pick also. That stood out. You know, seeing the guys defensively, guys were just flying around. I mean, when they run the ball, you're seeing 11 guys running to the football. Real exciting. But one thing I told about them, man, we can't get too high about this win. Enjoy it. We got to get ready back to work. As you know, this league is tough, so we got to get ready. And we got a tough game next week, and then we got to get ready for league play.
So let's talk a little bit about the defense, because you gave up the score early and then shut him out the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was one little mistake one of our linebackers made. His first start or first year playing he's a junior, but the young man really corrected the mistake moving forward. After that one play, that 77-yard touchdown, they didn't get much for the rest of the game. Defensively really shut them down. Our defense staff does a great job preparing our kids and getting them ready week in and week out. Coach Crosby and Coach Holman have been with me from our days at Centennial to over here now, and they do an outstanding job. And then also got Coach Coach J.K. Wyatt and Coach Gregory, also working with the defensive line, man. Those guys do an outstanding job. Got another young man, Caleb Oliver, has come in this year and helped us with our secondary. So those guys get them prepared week in and week out, man. Can't say enough about our defense staff and our guys on that side of the ball.
You said a word earlier, Coach, I want to talk about program. You mentioned program. Program means that you're beginning from the young kids through the middle school up into your lap, which is high school. Talk a little bit about the youth program at Blackman, because I know that's been growing a lot, and how that helps you.
Oh, it does a great job. Nate does an outstanding job organizing and getting our youth league going. And so, man, those kids, I'm fixing to head that way here shortly and watch my son and play, my daughter cheer, but being around those guys and seeing that now it's year 3. I've seen some guys that when I first got here were playing the youth league that first year, and now going through the middle school, and got a couple of this year's freshmen that I know grew up in there. So that's really neat. So they play through the youth league, then they get to go to Coach Hillis at the middle school. Him and his staff do a great job, and then they come over to us, and then just being in all 3 of those group being, it's just like we mentioned before on years past, it's like being in a small community, but in a big city. We're all right there together. Youth league practice on our field, they scrimmage on our field, they're playing on our field today. So those guys and those kids grow up in our community playing on our field. Hopefully next week on Thursday night we'll get our brand new scoreboard going. Got us a Jumbotron too, and so that's really exciting. Always trying to make upgrades to the facility, and so that'll be ready next Thursday, and then those kids are going to be able to use it on Saturdays in their youth games and at middle school games also.
I think they call that Blackman Pride, don't they, Coach?
Oh, yes, sir. There's Blackman Pride all over that side of town on Blaze Drive and all over the county. I mean, it's exciting.
So talk about who you got coming up this week.
We got Cane Ridge. Cane Ridge played Wilson Central last night. Tough loss for them. You see Cane Ridge has gotten better through the scrimmages we watched and last night. So we got to have it's a short week. We play on Thursday night, so it's a short turnaround for us. So we've got 3 practices to really get ready for Thursday night. I tell the kids, enjoy it tonight. We'll start sending out stuff tomorrow for you to prepare for. Then Monday's got to be a Tuesday practice for us. Tuesday's got to be a Wednesday. Wednesday's got to be a Thursday. So everything's pushed up a day. And so these kids got to be ready. We can't have any excuses. We've got to build off what we did last week and not have any. We got to keep moving forward, not taking steps backwards.
Cane Ridge, a traditionally proud program. Usually they've got speed and they've got weapons usually, so they can be very dangerous.
Yes. They returned the kickoff, opening kickoff against Wilson Central, so that's something we got to be prepared for. Like you said, they've got speed. They got speed all over the field, so we've got to be ready for that.
So, Coach, let's talk a little bit about horse racing, because I would be remiss if I didn't. Okay, so today's Travers Day. Sovereignty, Kentucky Derby winner, Belmont Stakes winner. He's running in the Travers Stakes, which is the oldest stakes race for 3-year-olds in the country. Sovereignty, I think he's going to reign today. How do you continue to reign at Blackman as far as making sure that everybody understands Blackman Pride and Blackman Blazing are brought into your program?
Well, like I said, the young man I mentioned earlier, Jarrison Daniel, just doing the little things, doing the little things day in and day out. That's something we've stressed from day one. For example, making sure your locker's clean, making sure the locker room's clean, the weight room's clean. The little things in life are going to carry you a long way, and that's something that we have focused on since day one. That when we stepped in Blackman High School, that's something we will continue to focus on as long as I'm at Blackman High School.
And that is exactly why, with Matt Kriesky in charge, it's about you back a horse and get paid, right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Back a horse and get paid. My man, if you want to see a good game, get over Thursday night, Cane Ridge at Blackman. It's going to be exciting. Coach, appreciate your time. Wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
J. Mullins Jewelry is who's sponsoring the Coach's Show, a family-owned and operated business treating clients like family since 1938. Jewelry design, repair, and a wide selection of great jewelry pieces online at mullinsjewelry.com.